Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Tommy Campbell, still bald, still in my basement, and still waiting for all these Soros checks to roll in. Ron DeSantis continues to give it a go, and the guy who looks like Kenneth Copeland's even more evil half-brother is being tossed into the MAGA dumpster fire for calling Trump supporters listless vessels. And unfortunately, Ron won't be able to get into this to the defeated former president's angry orange beaver face, because no matter how many memes and NFTs are created of Donald Trump looking tough, he's still a diapered silver spoon con artist that's as terrified of Chris Christie as MAGA are of math, science, soap, and history. I'll get into Ron's comments, his defense, the debate, and more, but first, this.
I know that this is leading to impeachment one way or another. Either we are going to have articles of impeachment come up in committee and go through this process, or, Eric, I will demand an up and down vote on the House floor for impeachment of Joe Biden. We cannot stand to have a compromised president in the White House.
What is it with the right wing and crazy makeup? Never go full Guilfoyle, Lauren. Never go full Guilfoyle. These people often bang on about America being a dictatorship and that there are no freedoms, and now she wants to impeach a president without any sort of process. No evidence, no hearings, just an up and down vote. At least Lauren is saying impeach now, since this is the woman who put impeach on her website. If you've never seen this, that's not made up. This actually happened, and people voted for her a second time. It is pouring MAGA tears. One by one, Trump's bumbling co-defendants are showing up in Georgia in a montage so enjoyable, the only thing it's missing is the piano middle break from Layla. Fill your pints, join the good people in the comments, and have a laugh while I give my take on the latest and stupid and more.
The terrific thing about being arrested in Georgia is I can fit in a vampire movie with Officer Herschel Walker, and Marjorie Taylor Greene can give me a tour around town showing me all the guys she's banged.
This is really cool.
Judge Jeanine took to Twitter with this, "Jaguar left me hanging with no assistance, requiring that I leave my disabled car in the Bronx overnight. The promised 9 to 11 pickup never happened." There is just so much stupid here. You have Judge Jeanine with a half-part Jaguar using her celebrity to complain about their service. I thought MAGA were supposed to be the prepared ones, ready to take on the fight, and she can't even change a flat or even just use a can of goo to fill it, call AAA, or even any modern tire repair service when her luxury dealer hasn't shown up to save her in this bizarre alcoholic Hooters grandma cosplay. The network that was pretty much just the Trump channel for a very long time, putting every lie of his on blast and deliberately ignoring any facts that had them lose $787 million, and some of their top hosts is hosting a debate tonight. And their star player is not only not showing up, he taped an interview with the guy who had multiple messages leaked saying how much he hated him, and it's going to air at the same time. Fox is out nearly $1 billion, and their Swanson TV dinner air flagship Talking Head, all because they were all in for Trump, and his way of giving them something back is to do everything he can to crush the ratings of the very place that got him elected on the first go, and continued to defend him through every time he lied, cheated, and stole during his presidency and long after.
We have a strand in our party that views supporting Trump as whether you are a rhino or not. And so you could be the most conservative person since sliced bread. Unless you're kissing his rear end, they will somehow call you a rhino. So it's been totally detached from principle and what you actually believe and results. And it's more about, just what faction you happen to do.
If you are ultra-conservative, then you are ultra-MAGA, and that means all in for the sweet potato-headed dingleberry. This guy had his lips locked around Trump's big orange turd tank until he decided he was going to run against him. Also, is sliced bread conservative? Is it conservative? Because last time I checked, there was an entire program against this very thing. Good evening, I'm Tucker Carlson, and ahead of my interview with Donald Trump, I want to talk about the bread in Joe Biden's America, because he's doing everything he can to make sure that you don't get to choose how thick of a slice you get. Oh, the people aren't capable of slicing their bread. That would involve a knife and a cutting board. We must keep doing it for them. Please. Not every toaster is the same size, but we're lucky we even have toasters at this point, seeing that there's a special task force coming for our gas stoves. And next, it could be the very device that helps you start your day the way you want to, the way you have a right to. I talked to one Tennessee man who puts a full loaf in his pillowcase and sleeps on it each night to ward off gluten-free liberals. And he says that if he can only access sliced bread, it will not be as effective. Be sure to stay tuned for my interview with the man I called the undisputed world champion of destroying everything, and my message that leaked said, I hate him so much. Thank you. I see every tip that comes through, from pennies to dollars. They are hugely appreciated and help make this show possible. If you love what I do here and you can afford to help out, throw me a buck with the PayPal link in the pinned comment or drop me a super thanks.
And that's got to be based in principle, because if you're not rooted in principle, if all we are is listless vessels that's just supposed to follow, whatever happens to come down the pike on Truth Social every morning, that's not going to be a durable movement.
I put Listless Vessels up there with Basket of Deplorables, especially since you have to imagine them in a basket, but you don't have to imagine them in their tacky boat sinking.
If it was misinterpreted, explain to us what you meant in that.
In the state of Florida, I can say that I have delivered more for America First principles than anybody else in the country. I mean, we've prohibited the CCP from purchasing land. We've cracked down on illegal immigration, expanded Second Amendment rights. We got indoctrination out of our schools. We have universal school choice, and our crime rate's at a 50-year low because we've done things like remove Soros-backed district attorneys. So it's about results. And I think what you've had, the people in Congress that I was referring to that have attacked me and tried to say somehow that I was a rhino, they're putting entertainment and personality over principle. Our voters want us to stand on principle and fight for them.
The book burner who wants to censor history and picked a huge fight with the state's largest employer is trying to make the case that he's America first. It's just so ridiculous. I mean, here his defense is that his comments were about members of Congress. Well, if it's aimed at any of them, it's obviously aimed at the MAGA lot. But since most of them support Trump for the nomination, then they're all MAGA, just like their supporters, so they are all listless vessels.
I was a functioning addict. People assume addicts are...
If you don't use your attic, is it still functioning? Like, most of our boxes are in the garage.
My story, when I invented my pillow in 2004, but I didn't quit crack until 2009. For me, when I wrote my book, and it took 7 years to write, but
7 years to write an autobiography? That's pretty cringe, especially since his book is only 336 pages. But this is the guy who regularly says defamation, extrapolate, lawsuits is subpoenaing.
They started doing home shows and fairs, and they said, one of the stories here, they said, Mike, I was turned down everywhere, and they said, Mike, why don't you do a kiosk? I said, how do you spell that?
That's why it took him 7 years. I wish there was video of Lindell with a pen and paper attempting to spell kiosk. For those new to the show, I'm glad you found me. Thank you. For a year, I've been reading a genuine page from Lauren Boebert's book. This really is a ton of fun. I only do it once a week, and it's been pretty wild. Let's get back to it. Mountain Dew, he's here. He's right here, shouted Mr. Fong. But in this moment, Craig and the others were far more concerned about his dance place going up in flames than the after-hours Christmas hamster gambling we'd been doing. Mr. Fong kept heaving the pitchers on the bar, and we formed a human centipede, passing the jugs to the front where Craig doused the flames. As our jugs went forward, Craig poured and tossed each to the side, and since he neglected to send them backwards, Mr. Fong ran out, but quickly moved on to passing us pint glasses of water, followed by rocks glasses, and eventually shot glasses. When the blaze was out, he sent one more round of shot glasses down, but these were filled with Jack Daniels. The place was soaked. A booth and curtains were burnt to the ground, and the blonde merkin was a charred ball, but we were proud of our firefighting skills, and we raised our glasses in solidarity. Everyone tipped theirs back, including me and my husband, Jason with the Y, but ours came a little later. Jason needed help getting the shot in his mouth because the alcohol would make his weeping lip blisters angry. We did it together. I carefully tipped the shot directly in his mouth, and he told me to open your old corncob face hole all the way, babe, and tossed the JD down what he also likes to call my government cheese tooth tunnel of fun. I love all the cute things he comes up with, even if it's born out of jealousy. Ever since Jason found out Ted Cruz called me his petit oignon, he worked overtime finding personalized, nice little things to call me. The spirits were soaring at Lady Buns. We'd stopped a cash-only family business from being destroyed, and had done this without involving the Socialist Donut Squad or the fire department. Together, we prevented your hard-earned tax dollars from solving another person's problem. This is what America is. I felt incredibly proud of our quick thinking, and I was about to give a speech to my fellow saviors when Craig unloaded on me, but this time with words. "This is all your fault, Boebert." Jason pointed to himself, but Craig made it as clear as the 6-inch heels I wear during the breakfast dances. "Not you. Your genius wife, Valentine, who threw a crusty merkin at a lit candle." It was like a fairy tale. If you've enjoyed this genuine page from Lauren Boebert's book, let me know in the comments and I'll see about reading another page sometime soon. Say it with my patriots. Let's go, Brandon. MAGA Tears. America needs Mike Lindell. He is speaking the truth. MAGA Tears. It's Fannie Willis. MAGA Tears. So you're attacking a person but making light of the fact that he's trying to protect everyone's right to a fair election? Yes, even yours. MAGA Tears. Cooter's grandma cosplay. Oh, she's just so ridiculous. This is MAGA. Jason needed help getting the shot in his mouth because Thanks so much for watching. Help me out by joining us in the comments, sharing this video with a friend, and following me on social media. I am a one-man show here, from script to screen, the editing, even the graphics. Please throw me a tip with the easy PayPal link or hit that super thanks button, and be sure to check out my mugs that go great with those MAGA Tears. I am a stand-up comedian. I've played in 35 countries, and I've toured with Jim Jeffries for nearly 10 years. I have 3 albums and a brand new EP from my opening set on Jim's latest Netflix special. You can stream these on Spotify, Apple Music, or catch them on SiriusXM. Thanks for helping me make this show possible. Life's short. Be cool, be kind, take care.